and welcome to the Direct Selling Success Podcast. I'm Anna Green, and I'm here to share with you tips, tricks, and training on network marketing done right. Thank you for listening.
I'm going to talk to you about responsibility today. And the first thing that I'm going to say, and I am just going to say this as blunt as, you are responsible for the growth in your business. You are the person that is responsible for your own success. Nobody else, no one else. You cannot blame anybody else if you are not achieving the success that you want. And I know this sounds really harsh, but it's a harsh truth. There's nobody there to do it for you. There's nobody there to organise your business, to make your sales, to bring in those teammates. There is not. It is up to you to do it. You are responsible. And I want you to understand this. No more excuses. If you want success, you are capable of going out there and getting it. You just have to go out there and get it. Work out how you're going to get it. Work out what you need to do. Then go and do it. Nobody else can do it for you. You can get people to help you along the way. There's lots of people out there that can help you with all sorts of things to do with your business. But they can't do it for you. So I thought today I would pop on here and I would give you some ideas of how you can start to take that responsibility seriously. To get you where you want to get to. No more excuses, no more, oh, but I can't do this, can't do that, whatever. Just so that you can set some sort of plan in place and give it a go, right? Get that success that you want. Take that responsibility. So, first of all, it might be worth getting a pen and paper out, or notes app on your phone, or sit and have a real in-depth conversation with yourself while I'm talking to you about this. First thing I want you to think about is what it is that you want to achieve. Really, what is it? What does that success look like to you? If you were sat here at the end of the year, because we're nearly 6 months into the year now, it's that time of year when we start to contemplate, we've only got 6 months left of 2025. What on earth do I want the end of this year to look like? So let's start with the end of the year. What will you feel successful with by the end of the year? How do you want to feel at the end of the year? What do you want to have achieved by the end of the year? We'll think fairly short term for now, but if you want to, think big. It's up to you. What does that success look like to you? How will you know that you've been successful this year? On the 31st of December, what will you have done? What will it look like for you? I want you to write it down. I want you to write it down in as much detail as you possibly can. How many sales do you want to have done? Do you want to have climbed the leadership ladder? Do you want to have brought so many people in? Do you want to have doubled your sales, tripled your sales, earned an extra £100? I don't know, whatever it is to you, right? What do you want to have achieved? And then I want you to ask yourself why. Why do you want to have achieved that? What does it mean to you? What will it give you? If you've got to be responsible for your own success and your own growth in this business, why do you want that? Why is it important? Think about it, okay? That why, and I talk about this an awful lot, is what will drive you. It's the thing that will make you do the uncomfortable things. It will make you get up in the morning and work on your business. It will make you find pockets of time to do the stuff. It will make you more responsible because you'll have a reason to be responsible, right? So why? Why do you want that thing? Then I want you to start thinking, how are you going to make it happen? Not, oh, I can't do this or I haven't got time or any other excuses under the sun. I want you to really think about how you are going to make this happen. I want you to plan it out in detail. What needs to have happened throughout the next 6 months to make that end of year goal happen for you? What sales do you need to have done? How many new people do you have to have met? How far do you have to have grown your social media audience? Do you have to have recruited a certain amount of people, hit certain leadership levels, achieved promotions, incentives. What's the things? What is it exactly that you need to do to make that happen? What do you need to do differently to make that happen? What do you need to overcome to make that happen? What do you need to learn to make that happen? Because there'll be all sorts of things that you've possibly not thought about. Doing what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. We know this, yet we still carry on doing the same things until we have to make a change. Current climate for sales of any product or service at the moment in any industry is shocking. But there's people still buying. You just have to change what you're doing to get them. You have to up your game. You have to take responsibility. So, how are you going to make it happen? When you've got the bare bones of that, you can then start to break it down. Write down as small actions that you can get it into as possible. I call it atomizing your goal. So if you want to make £10,000 in sales every month for the year, so £60,000 in sales, £70,000 in sales, what do you have to do to get that? Like, really break it down. Do you have to sell X amount of pieces of product? Do you have to have recruited a certain amount of people to help you sell that amount? Do you have to have met more people to be able to do that, because your current audience might not be able to help you with that many sales? Do you need to show up differently? Do you need to show up in different places? Do you need to get brave and do different things? Really break it down into those tiny actions. If you need to post on social media every day to hit your goal for the rest of this year, yeah, that's an action. But actually, what needs to happen before that? What needs to happen for each of those posts? Do you need to research what you're going to put, create a social media strategy, learn how to use Reels, get over the fear of going live? What are the things that need to happen? So really break it right down into tiny atomized actions, the smallest of the small, so that you can go and do that first action to get you on your way. The problem we often have is the overwhelm when it comes to taking action, and that's sometimes because the action we're looking at doing is just too far away. There's too many things before it. Think, when you're going to paint a room, I'm going to decorate my office today. Right, I'll just go and get the paint out. Right, hang on a minute. I haven't got any old clothes. I can't remember where I put my dust sheets. Oh, I've got to prep the walls first. Hang fire a minute. I can't do any of that because I've lost my paintbrush. Right, okay, so what's actually the first thing I've got to do before I paint the room? Probably a lot of other things before that. So you break it right down, and it takes away that overwhelm, because you then have a step-by-step thing. And then you can take responsibility for taking that first action and moving forwards. Okay? And then, if you want to hit big goals, if you want to achieve great things, if you want to have this success, you have to take that action. You have to take that action not just once, not just twice, not just for the rest of this year, but consistently. And this is your level of consistency, not everybody else's level or your perceived level of consistency. Consistency means doing the same things over and over and over again. The speed and the level with which you do them at is your speed and your level, but you've still got to keep going. It's about not stopping. I only got successful in this industry and built a big business with direct selling success by being consistent all of the time, doing the things that got me the sales, that got me the visibility, that got me the following, doing it over and over and over again and not stopping at all. And all I did was meet people, I nurtured that audience, and then I offered them amazing opportunities. And if I did those three things consistently, I would never run out of people to speak to. I'd always have a warm audience that were spreading the word with me and being engaging and loving what I'm doing, and I would be always making sales. It's not challenging. It's just the actions that you do with those things. And if you're doing them on a consistent basis over and over and over, You will get where you want to get eventually. The more you do it and the more consistent you are with it, the quicker you'll get there. I am not talking, and I do not sell in any way, shape, or form magic pills that will get you 50 leads a month, 50 people coming into your team every week. Getting to the top, reach the top of your company within 6 months. I don't teach any of that nonsense because it's nonsense, because it's burnout city. It's ridiculous. Slow and steady always wins the race. Steady and consistently wins the race every single time, and it keeps you there. Anyway, if you focus on that consistency and taking the right actions rather than focusing on the results that you might want to get because you're desperate for those results, you're going to get far. Take responsibility for your own growth. What are you going to do today to keep yourself going and keeping that in your mind? So I've got some tips for you before I do disappear off. Set time aside to look at your business differently. I've been talking about this an awful lot with my mastermind, with my leader tier of my membership over the past few months. Become a business owner. Become the managing director of your business, not the person who works on the shop floor. Not all the time. You need to look at your business with a business head on, with a managing director's head on, CEO, whatever you want to call yourself, looking at your business as a whole. Start doing that. Set time aside once a week, once a month to start doing that and looking at that bigger picture stuff so that you can take responsibility for where you are, what you're doing, what's coming next, what you've done, what's working, what's not, what do you need to learn, what do you need to overcome, right? Recognize yourself for taking the actions is the next thing. So when you take an action and you get a result of any sort, praise yourself. Treat yourself. Say, well done. Well done, Anna. You took that action today. You went live. And do you know what? Before that, you've been putting it off for ages. Whatever it might be, say well done. Congratulate yourself on taking the action, because the next time you come to take an action, you're more likely to do it. And then you're more likely to get the consistency and you started to take some form of responsibility. Stretch yourself is my next tip. Stop staying safe. Stop saying you'll do stuff and just do it. Honestly, we stay safe too often, and safety does not give us the growth. I don't mean push yourself right out of your comfort zone, but do something every day that scares you a little bit in your business. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be anything like major, but just something little. And you'll start to see the difference in the growth in your business. And then find a way of keeping accountable. Find a way of either buddying up with somebody, coming to something that like team meetings, or have it written on your fridge, or tell somebody else that you're doing it, so that you've got that accountability to either somebody else or yourself that you are going to make this happen. It's one of the biggest things I did, and one of the things that helped me the most in this business was joining a mastermind. I joined a mastermind, I paid money, I had to make it work. And I joined it because I knew I needed the support from the mentor that was running the mastermind. And I knew that I needed that accountability and that shove and that expert advice to make me do the things. And boy, did it make me do the things. I knew I had to earn that money back. I knew I had to grow and scale. I knew that if I didn't do it, how daft would I look in that mastermind? I had to do it. I had to be responsible, and I had to take responsibility myself. The mastermind didn't give me the money. It gave me the tools. It gave me that accountability to do it. Find something that will do that for you. You've got teams in your network marketing industry, which if you can tap into that, great. You've got people like me, mindset coaches, networking meetings, accountability pods. There's all sorts that you can tap into. Use it. Use it. If you can use it, and take some responsibility. Honestly, it will make such a difference. So in the comments, if you haven't already, and I've seen a few, tell me in the comments, are you ready to take responsibility for your own success? Let's do this. 6-7 months left of 2025. Let's hit those goals. See you soon.